let's talk about sources of law. Law is a general noun, just like cookies is a general noun, encompassing chocolate chip, oatmeal, snickerdoodle, peanut butter. I could go on. But law, too, is a general noun. And when we talk about law and sources of law in the U.S., we are talking about laws that have different powers, different rankings. There's a hierarchy. And so when I talk about our types of law, I'll begin with the most powerful, which is the U.S. Constitution. So the U.S. Constitution was drafted in 1787, and it set up our 3 branches of government and other details of how our nation will be operated. After that, treaties is a source of law. Now, the Constitution says the executive may negotiate treaties with advice and consent of the U.S. Senate. So that takes a 2/3 vote from the U.S. Senate to enact a treaty. Next comes statutes. Statutes are passed by elected officials. At the federal level, this is Congress. They are a legislative body or a legislature, and they pass what are called statutes. When they pass a law, it is a statute. At the federal level, it's recorded in a collection called the U.S. Code. So you sometimes hear it as codified law. So we talk about statutory law, statutes. They all refer to this same type of law passed by elected officials. The executive branch is set up by Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution, and it's a very powerful branch with many, many people working there. I believe over 4 million people are employed by the executive branch. And of course, our president sits atop and manages the work of this branch. Through executive orders, the president is able to manage or direct how those agencies and other employees carry on their work. Regulations is another source of law in the U.S. Regulations are promulgated or put forth by administrative agencies. For example, OSHA, the Occupational Safety Health Administration, or DOL, the Department of Labor, or DOT, the Department of Transportation. All of those are agencies with the power to pass laws, and those laws are called regulations or administrative law. Lastly, I have common law. This is judge-made law, also referred to as precedent. These are opinions of appellate judges, so cases that have gotten beyond the trial to the Intermediate Court of Appeals or the highest Court of Appeals. When judges make those decisions, they become law binding upon subsequent cases that are similar in the same jurisdiction. Other words associated with common law are precedent and also the phrase stare decisis, which means let the decision stand. And that comes from our English heritage. Common law system was developed in England. It is not practiced in other European nations, such as France or Germany. It is unique to our English heritage. Thus, these are our sources of law. And when I've been speaking of them, I've been speaking about the federal government. But be aware, we also have many of these at the state and local level as well.